Hey guys, welcome back to my video. If you like this AFL channel and you like the content, please like and subscribe. It's always nice to get new subscribers. Doesn't cost you anything and it improves the analytics on my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to have a look at my opinion of the 10 best players in the AFL at the moment. We're at round 18. So this is based on my personal opinion. There could be another 15 players that could make this list, but these are players that I think have the most influence in their team and affect the outcome of matches more than most. Like I said, this is a personal opinion, so don't get too carried away in the comments. I'm sure everyone would have a case to add one of their favourite players in, but again, these are just my personal opinions. And coming from a Lions supporter, I tried not to put too many Lions players in there. So let's get started and let's have a look at my number 10 player. So my number 10 player is Tom Stewart from the Geelong Cats. Now this guy has been amazing all year. His stats are elite. Okay, he is nearly impossible to get past in the Geelong backline. Every time you kick the ball down there, he seems to be there. Even when they switch play, he seems to be on the other side of the field. He's also got a damaging run out of the backline. I don't think enough backmen get enough credit in the game. Again, I could have added another couple of backmen, Wiedering from Carlton, and Harris Andrews from the Lions, but this guy is the overall professional, always has lots of intercept marks, also has lots of disposals, tackles well, has great defence, and I think this guy is an absolute gun, so he's my number 10. So my number 9 is Tom Stewart's brother right next to him, not his actual brother, but Sam De Koning. I have such a big rap on both these brothers, but I think Sam is playing a little bit better than the other brother, but you can see that he's learning from a great back line. He's taking on the game, he's getting himself into the right position. He's also 204 centimetres tall, which also helps, but he's athletic, he's fast, he leads his full forward. So I think if you had a look on the weekend how he shut down Mackay from Carlton, but yeah, this kid is going to be an absolute superstar. So that's my number 9, another backman from Geelong. So coming in at number 8 is probably the most underrated footballer in the AFL at the moment, Tuke Miller, and has been for 5 or 6 years. I have high raps for this guy. He's one of my favourite players, even though I don't like the Suns, but I just love the way that this guy goes about it. He works super hard up and down the ground, and if you watched on the weekend when the Suns were absolutely smashed, this guy was the only one trying. He was tackling, he was getting the ball. He's got pretty good skills by hand. Sometimes his foot can let him down a bit, particularly with the inside 50s, and I'd love to see him kick more goals. But yeah, this guy is definitely in the top 10 and has been, in my opinion, for 3 years. And I've been rapping this guy for probably his whole career, about 6 years. But yeah, Tuke Miller, awesome player. So my number 7 is Lachie Neale from the Lions. Again, an absolute professional footballer, gets in, gets the ball. He's an absolute ball magnet. Even this year, he's averaging 30 disposals. He gets tagged most games. He's had a couple of ordinary games like everyone does, but he very rarely doesn't put in effort. Some of his handballs out of packs are really amazing. Also starting to hit the scoreboard, which is what you like, and is a really good user of the ball. So, and he's probably playing the best of his career at the moment, according to the stats. So yeah, So Lachie Neale from the Lions midfield. So my number 6 player comes from Carlton midfield, is Sam Walsh. A young rising player, gets plenty of the ball, uses it really well, tackles hard, always has some midfield pressure, which is great. We've got a really good midfield at the moment, Carlton, and this guy's shining. I can really see him turning into a really good player. Another couple more years in the gym, put on a bit more weight, but yeah, at the moment he is going great guns, and also quite underrated, I think, as a player. But yeah, Sam Walsh. So my number 5 is another Geelong player, Jeremy Cameron. The reason why I have him at number 5 is his ability to get up the ground and run. He's a very difficult forward to match up with. He's tall, he's athletic, he's got a beautiful kick, and he does some things that some forwards just can't do. He kicked a goal on the weekend from around his body. He also has a beautiful banana kick that he kicks from 45 metres quite easily. He knows he has the power, but the biggest thing that he has is his athleticism, and it's extremely hard to match him. It's hard to man him up because he just runs away. It's hard to run with him, and he has a really great understanding with the tomahawk as well. So yeah, my number 5 is Jeremy Cameron. Alright, now we're down to our top 4. So number 4 is Christian Petracca. Absolute superstar, this guy. Been a little bit off in the last couple of months, but yeah, he's still a damaging player. His leg pushes and his skill around the ball and his strength. He's also good in front of goal. He's always good for two or three goals, which is what you need from your midfield. Tough, tackles well, plays the game the way that it should be played. And yeah, really impressed with this guy, and he's an absolute superstar, Christian Petracca. Number 3 player, another player from Geelong, which are obvious, they're on top of the ladder at the moment, but Mark Blicavs. What can you say about this guy? He's been All-Australian in about 15 different positions. I think he's won the best and fairest at Geelong in about 5 different positions. But you can just see his versatility and why he's such a great player and so hard to match up. So you can see him in the forward line kicking goals, you can see him in the ruck against the ruckman. He's also a tagger. The other game they played against Melbourne, he had to tag Petracca, then they put him on Oliver. He was also in the ruck against Gawn. So it just shows you what sort of talent this guy has. So while he was on Petracca, he actually had more clearances out of the centre than Petracca did. So, and he's supposed to just be tagging. So this guy is such a hard matchup, and why he has to tag, I think it should be the other way around. People should be actually tagging him. He's tall, he's quick, he's got an amazing motor, runs up and down the ground, and just an amazing versatile player. Mark Blicavs. So my number 2 player in the AFL at the moment is Clayton Oliver. Again, one of the amazing midfielders from Melbourne. Again, you could have put in quite a few players into this midfield. There's so many good midfielders in the AFL at the moment, but this guy is clearly a little bit above most of them. He's tall, he's big, he's strong, he's skillful. He's got that leg drive that you need in a midfielder. He's got really good awareness about what's going on around the rock. Okay, and yeah, this guy is just an absolute superstar. He can destroy you in 5 minutes just with his entries in the 50s. Everything he does is elite, and for a player 2 years ago that no one ever heard of, this guy is very, very close to being the best in the league. So Clayton Oliver. And my number 1 pick for the best player in the AFL at the moment is Andrew Brayshaw from the Freo Dockers. Okay, again, if this guy was in Melbourne, he would be lauded as an absolute superstar. I still think he is, even though, you know, most people outside of Freo don't really know who he is. But he is damaging, he tackles hard, he is an amazing ball getter, disposals, uses it efficiently by hand and by foot, runs hard. If you had a look at the game last week, you would have seen him running people down, tackling all the time. Pressure is elite, as with all of his other stats. And like I said, an unlauded player, in my opinion, is one of the best. I don't know if he'll win the Brownlow this year. He'd be pretty close to it. Had a couple of quiet games early on in the season, but since about round 4, this guy has been elite all the way through. So my number 1 player at the moment, Andrew Brayshaw. So there you go, guys. They're my 10 best players in the AFL at the moment, in my personal opinion. I'd love to hear from you guys if you would like to add to the list, or you think I should swap out a couple of players. If you do agree, don't agree. Okay, it'd be interesting to hear what other people who love the game like I do have to say. Yeah, so guys, if you like this, please like and subscribe. Leave a dislike if you don't like the video. That's fine too, as long as you do something. And like I said, it's all free and it helps my channel. So thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you next time. So later.